Hello, hi everyone. This is Arvind here. Welcome to this video. So let's look at the market view and trade setup for the week starting 12th of April 2021. So this is going to be another truncated week with only 4 trading sessions. Wednesday is a market holiday. So looking at the Nifty daily chart, you can see Nifty has been forming higher highs and higher lows, but on Friday, that was like a trend reversal because it formed a lower high and a lower low, but it is holding above 50 and 20 DMA support. The close is above both the levels. So this is going to be a very immediate, strong support between 14,800 to 14,770. So this 30-40 point range will act as a very strong support, and 14,950 to 15,000 is very stiff resistance, right? So Nifty is stuck in a very narrow range. There is no clear trend, no uptrend, no downtrend. So as traders, we should only look for boundaries, where to buy, where to sell. So any kind of rallies, that is for near term, like for 1 or 2 days, any kind of rallies you see towards 15,000, that could be a good shorting opportunity. And any kind of dips to 14,750 to 800 could be buying opportunities. So if this breaks again, 14,600, 630, that could be a buy zone. If at all it goes below 20 DMA, that is for near-term traders. For positional traders, if you get a good decline between 14,500 to 600, that will be a good time to go aggressively long. Uh, for a pullback rally towards 15,000. Or if at all Nifty takes out this 15,000, that's a different story, because there is a good chance it may rally further and retest 15,300 to 400 zones. So that is entirely possible. So that's purely based on price action, right? So obviously we have a lot of other external factors playing this coming week. A lot of IT companies are coming out with results. Also HDFC Bank is coming out with results. So a lot of external factors are there. We'll discuss that a little later, but purely based on price action, this could be good buying opportunity, and this could be a short. This is basically the trading range is between 14 500 600 on the downside, and 14,950 to 15,000 on the upside. So we can just trade this 400 to 500 point kind of a range, right? So it's on Nifty. Now let's clear all these lines and look at the macro picture also. Let's look at the monthly chart, right? See the monthly chart, you can clearly see there is absolutely no trend, right? Because it is forming two consecutive doji candles on the larger time frame, right? And you can see and the range is also kind of narrowing, right? You can see from here it is narrowing, and this is also kind of narrowing. So there is a high chance Nifty may give a big move on either direction. It could be breaking out on the upside, or it may break down on the downside. So we should be prepared for both. So right from February, after the budget day rally, the movement has been very limited to a narrow range. So there is a good chance in by April end or May, we can expect a good move on either direction. That is on the larger time frame. Let's coming to the weekly chart also. You can see here it is formed a doji, something like a gravestone doji, which means there is more selling. Sorry, there's no more buying on the downside than selling pressure, and it's also holding above the 20-week moving average, which is somewhere around 14,300. Right? If we just zoom out and see, let me just refresh this. You can see here, right from June 2020, Nifty has been above the 20-week moving average. Every time it tested here, it has bounced back. So it is exactly there, somewhere around there. So there is a good chance it may bounce back on the weekly time frame. So this range of 14,300, 400 on the downside is a good support. So it's still around 400, 500 points away, but still on the larger time frame, any kind of dip will be a buying opportunity, right? So there is clearly no trade on the short side unless you are a near-term trader. So near-term view is definitely a sideways with a negative bias. So that could give you shorting opportunities. Let's look at Bank Nifty also. This is the daily chart of Bank Nifty. You can see it is closed below the 100-day moving average, right? 100-day moving average is somewhere around 32,600, somewhere here, and closed below that is, it's like indicating some kind of weakness in Bank Nifty, and it's got a very strong support at 3200, right? This is a very strong support. So 32,100 to 200 is a very strong support. Any kind of breakdown, Bank Nifty may crack. It may have a steep fall. There is some support here at 31,800, which is also the outer range of Bollinger Band. That could act as immediate support. But the larger support is right here at 31,000, which is also near the budget day low. That will act as a very strong support. So Bank Nifty looks extremely weak. You can see any kind of the pullback attempts from support has got sold into. So if at all we see a rally, say tomorrow or Friday, so it's on Tuesday, towards 32,800 or 33,000, that could be a shorting opportunity again, and you can expect further fall. So there is a high probability, right? But if you're a near-term trader, let's look at the intraday chart of Bank Nifty. Okay. So every time it tested here, it is given a bounce back. In fact, even on Friday, we took call options and it worked pretty well. You can see this big bar here. We got a nice pullback rally. Here also we got a pullback rally, right? So you can take one side of the trade, like we wait for the price to come to support and we buy call options. But on the larger time frame, you can see it is extremely weak. You can see here. Uh, this entire range is forming like a descending triangle kind of pattern. So there is a chance it may crack and collapse on the downside. There is a high chance. Cannot be sure about that. But if you're looking for a risk to reward favorable trade, then somewhere here you can attempt a long trade because your stops are very close by, and you can attempt a long trade towards 33,000. That's entirely possible. But the ideal trade will be on the downside. Once Bank Nifty, breaks this 32,200 to 300 zones. Once it breaks this, somewhere here, buy put options and play the downside. You can expect a good at least 400 to 500 point downside in the immediate time frame. So that is the trade on Bank Nifty. So coming to the global market scenario, let's look at the US markets first. Let's look at NASDAQ. See, all three indices, NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow Jones, had a good rally on Friday and closed near the day's high. You can see NASDAQ itself has formed a bullish engulfing pattern. And in fact, somewhere here we saw this, last week's video. It was somewhere here and it had a big gap and we expected it to go further, and that's what exactly is played out, and it's nearing resistance zone at 13,900 kind of a zone. And you can see S&P 500 also closed at record highs, and this is nearly a one-way rally, right? So there is a good move on the upside. US markets are looking extremely bullish, and the way it's closed also says the same thing. You see, it's all formed a bullish Marubozu pattern. The intraday chart you can see here, extremely bullish in the last 1 hour, right? That's the way it's closed. So this is on the US market, but on the Indian market, there is a lot of what do you call resistance, because we're having local issues here because of COVID-19 cases increasing and lockdown news. So that's why this kind of US rally is not translating into the Indian markets. So there is a lot of loss of momentum because of these local issues, which we have to see how it plays out. Otherwise, in a normal situation, we should have been at all-time highs too, because US markets are all-time highs, right? And there are a few other factors which we have to consider. Before that, you can see SGX Nifty has actually bounced back a little, about 100 points, sorry, about 70, 80 points, and closed above 14,900. If at all we open flat, which may translate into, say, 14,850 to 900, that kind of an opening, again, which is less than 15,000. So that 15,000 will be a very, very stiff resistance takeout, even as per options chain. So we have to be very cautious on the long side. Okay, so let's look at the factors which may impact the Indian market. The first is the dollar index. You can see the daily chart. Dollar index has come off pretty well, and below 92, almost below 92. It just bounced back a little. So it's below 20 DMA, which is a positive for emerging markets. So this is a positive. Another thing to track is the US 10-year bond yields. Let's look at that. Even that has come off the highs and it's kind of flat below 20 DMA. That's also no big threat to us. But another major factor to worry about is the US. So the INR has been depreciating against the US dollars. The dollar, right? It's almost close to 75 now. So which is a cause of concern. It's also close to resistance zone here. So there is a chance it may even stall here and come off the highs. That's also entirely possible. If that happens, it's fine. Otherwise, if it goes towards 76, it's going to be a problem. So that's on the dollar index. So another positive is India VIX itself has come off pretty well. It's below 20 now, which means there is not much of a major downside from here. In fact, it's close below 20 after a long time. You can see here. It is almost went to 28, and from there it came off. So that's a positive. So there is no major cause of concern like a huge fall in the market. Those kind of factors may not play out. So that way, uh, we can stay positive, but even the upside will be limited. So again, this kind of sideways trend may continue. Market can remain highly volatile, especially with result season coming up. It's going to be stock specific action, which you may have to focus on. So IT will definitely be in focus along with metals, given the global markets are rallying. So global facing stocks may do well. Look for buying opportunities in metals, and even pharma may do well, and specific FMCG companies may do well given the lockdown scenario, like in Jubilant Food, Hindustan Unilever, Britannia, Marico, Dabur. You can look for these stocks also. So this is the this is the view for the next week. Now let's look at the FI data. See, the whole volume of buying and selling has been quite minimal, and that explains the sideways market. You can see it's very limited volume of buying and selling. Overall, FIIs have been on the sell side, but some buying has also emerged. But overall, there is no clear, huge volume of buying, right? So that has to come back. Otherwise, markets will never be able to go up with no FI inflow. With only with DI inflow, I think market may not give much of a momentum on the upside. So something which we have to wait and see how it plays out. You can see February had a huge volume, but from March it's actually dropped, and that explains the sideways market. So we have to keep a watch on this. So that's my view for the next week. If we have any comments, please leave in the comment section. And I'm also going to leave my WhatsApp and email contact details, and also the link to subscribe to our live market support. And I'm also offering online courses. If you like to learn about strategies, F&O and all that will be covered in the course. So feel free to subscribe to my channel and also like and share the video if you found this useful. So that's about it. Have a good trading week ahead. Take care and all the best.